What's going on, guys? Wow, what a night we had last night with the D23 Parks Panel, following along live, getting to watch all of the amazing announcements that were put out there last night for upcoming park development, not only here in Orlando but in California and all around the world. So we're going to talk a little bit about it, but yeah, it was a pretty magical night. I must say, it was a pretty magical night. I must say, a lot of just really cool and exciting stuff coming down the pipeline for folks out in Disneyland or in California. We got a little view of the attraction that's coming to the Pandora Land, or the Avatar Land that's being built at Disney's California Adventure. It looks like the coolest new coolest boat ride. It looks amazing. The artwork and stuff, the artist renderings for it look amazing. The land itself looks awesome. Something different from Avatar Land here at Animal Kingdom. This one is more based on Avatar Way of Water. The new one that was just the title for the third movie that was just released, Ash and Fire. That's it. Ash and Fire was just released at D23, the title. And for Avatar movies going on in the future, because there's supposed to be many more Avatar movies even after the third one. So the artist renderings for the land look awesome. It's not the floating mountains. This is something different. Honestly, I can't wait to see it. And the boat ride looks phenomenal. I hope they've learned something with Navi River Journey, which is cool, but maybe not the most exciting attraction that Disney's ever built. But I'm hoping that this one will be a lot more fun. So yeah, the Avatar announcement for Disneyland California Adventure looks pretty darn cool. Also, a big announcement for California Adventure is the first ever Coco ride. First ever Coco ride in a theme park. And again, that's a boat ride. Looks awesome. The artwork looks cool. You know, one thing I think about when I think about Coco is the colors. The film itself is just so bright and lively. The colors of Coco, the film, are just awesome. And so it looks like the artwork that they put out for the new attraction coming to California Adventure, it kind of follows that. It looks really fun. So that is actually, they're going to start building that. I have the year down. They did announce that one, 2026. They're going to break ground in 2026 for the new Coco attraction. So that should be really cool. Now over here to Magic Kingdom. Let's talk about Disney World for a minute. Going into this D23 Parks Panel, I think one of the things that a lot of folks were hoping to see and thought that we would get is a new nighttime parade at the Magic Kingdom. Finally, we got one. I don't know. I should have Googled this again before I started making this video, but whatever. Maybe I'll write it in the bottom of the screen. When was the last time that the Magic Kingdom had a nighttime parade? Albeit Spectro Magic or Main Street Electrical. I think we're over 10 years. If I was guessing, it's like 2012 or 13. I'll find out if I'm wrong or not after I finish recording this. But it's been so long since there's been a nighttime parade at Magic Kingdom. And that's something that, not having that, it's a bummer. I mean, not having a nighttime parade at Magic Kingdom is a bummer. Look how awesome, like, having, happily ever after every night is at the Magic Kingdom. But it used to be you had two awesome things at night. You had the parade, like Spectro Magic, Main Street Electrical, and then you always had the fireworks. So now we're getting a nighttime parade back, and that is Disney Starlight. That's the name of it. Disney Starlight. I had to look that one up. I was taking notes, guys, all last night. And that should be ready next summer, if I'm not mistaken. That's what we were told. Should be next summer. Yes, there it is. Nighttime parade, Disney Starlight Parade, debuting summer of 2025. I don't know about you guys, but that one I can't wait for. If you guys follow the channel, you know I've got a little girl. She's 4 years old. She loves Disney parades. She loves Disney fireworks. But this one sounds pretty cool. I think she's going to love it. So the artwork and everything looks fantastic too. So yeah, we got the Disney parade announced. Coming soon. That's why the thing that's coming quickest will be next summer for that. That'll be probably the quickest one coming. Not happening here in the stateside or in the domestic parks, but going over to Disney Adventure World. Sorry, I had to look it up. I keep forgetting the name of the Disney Studios in Paris. It's being rebranded as Disney Adventure World. Disney Adventure World is getting a Lion King attraction. I don't know. Part of me, like, this may have been some of the most exciting news to come out of the Parks panel last night. A Lion King attraction. This movie is 20-some years, 30, however old it is at this point. 30 years? Are we pushing 30 at this point? But whatever. Lion King attraction. First one in the world. So, yeah, awesome for Disney, Disneyland Paris or Disney Adventure World getting the Lion King attraction. The artwork looks amazing. It kind of looks like a single, like, row log flume, like old school log flume. So it's not like the Splash Mountain side by side, but it looks kind of like a Splash Mountain. And I saw somebody say this, and I maybe could agree with this. Why didn't we get this in Magic Kingdom instead of Tiana's Bayou Adventure? Tiana's Bayou Adventure could just been a totally separate attraction, not in that area. Just build a whole nother attraction for Tiana's Bayou Adventure. And why didn't we retheme Splash Mountain to Lion King? Because I don't know. It looks awesome. The artwork looks awesome. Who doesn't love the Lion King? But honestly, I told my wife during the stream last night, I was like, next time we're overseas, like we're now, once this is 100%, once this is done, then we're going to have to go to Disneyland Paris just to see the Lion King attraction. But I think that's pretty darn cool. Now, there were a lot of announcements we finally got confirmed for Animal Kingdom. We knew that Animal Kingdom was going to be, Dinosaur was going to be rethemed to Indiana Jones because it's the same track system as the Indiana Jones in California in Disneyland. So we knew that was coming. They touched base on a little bit that it's not going to be a carbon copy, but it's going to be its own story. A lot of snakes involved in its own story. But all of this is going to incorporate a whole new land. A whole new land. And the name of the new land is Tropical Americas. Tropical Americas. Okay. Tropical Americas is going to have two attractions. No, is it more than two attractions? We got Indiana Jones. We have a new carousel. I want to make sure I say this correctly. So you know what? Let's just hop into Disney Parks because I think they've got something here. Let's read it here because I don't want to get confused. So this is still a little fresh for me. I know we were getting the Indiana Jones, the carousel, and an Encanto dark ride, which sounds awesome. But here, you know what? Let me read it from here. The space will be lush and sprawling, featuring a large fountain in the center where, now, let's just back up even further. We're going to read it all the way from the beginning. A new adventure awaits at Disney's Animal Kingdom theme park with the addition of a new space themed around Tropical Americas. Welcome to Pueblo Esperanza. That's like the town. They were discussing this in the announcement last night. Pueblo Esperanza. As Josh Tomorrow explained during Horizons, the 11-acre section of the park is set to begin later this year, so construction is going to break very soon. Just like in Harambe, the land feels lived in with a long, rich history. Plus, there's a large hacienda, which will be one of the largest quick-service restaurants at Disney World. Oh, I didn't know that. You're just not reading that. So we're going to have a huge quick-service location. Okay. The space will be lush and sprawling, featuring a large fountain in the center where the villagers like to gather and tell stories. Additionally, a wood carver has created a giant working carousel featuring his favorite animals from Disney stories. It's a new take on a classic attraction that young families are going to love. But that's not all that'll be located here. The new land will also include not one, but two signature attractions. Indiana Jones. A new Indy experience is set to arrive at Animal Kingdom, and it'll be different from any other Indiana Jones experience around the world. In this new adventure, the man with the hat has recently discovered a perfectly preserved Maya temple, and that only means one thing. It's time to explore it. He's heard rumors about a mythical creature deep within the temple, and he's going to see it for himself, so he brings us along with the adventure. But will there be snakes? I think they're going to be snakes. That's Indy. Let's talk about an Encanto ride. Let's talk about the Encanto ride. If you're fans of drawers, floors, and doors, let's go. The first ever Encanto themed ride through an attraction is coming to Animal Kingdom, featuring the beloved Mardi Gras family from Encanto inside the casita. Antonio has just received his special gift, the ability to communicate with animals, and his room is transformed into a rainforest. It's time to go explore alongside him, and you never know what member of the family you might bump into. It says construction on the land is set to begin this fall, and it would open in 2027. So groundbreaking is coming in a month. It sounds awesome. Oh, and also they talked about too, we already knew about this, but the Zootopia 3D movie that's taking over Bug's Life in the Tree of Life. Zootopia Better Zoo Together is the name of it. Zootopia Better Zoo Together. Again, that's Discovery Island. That's the Tree of Life 3D show that's been Bug's Life since the park opened. So the Zootopia show is coming, and that is opening next winter. So Animal Kingdom's got some stuff going on. Very cool. Now, if you're watching the stream last night, probably for me, and I think the guys and gals that were watching with us, the biggest shocker of the night was the Monsters Inc. land. Never been done in any Disney park ever. This is the first one ever, and it's coming to Hollywood Studios. As of right now, while I'm filming this and uploading whatever, we don't know exactly where it's going to be placed inside of Hollywood Studios. But we're not talking about a Monsters attraction. We're talking about a whole land, and there's some speculation this could take over Muppets Courtyard, which I sure hope it doesn't. I don't want to lose Muppets 3D. I would love to keep the Muppets Courtyard. So if we lose Muppets Courtyard, that's it for Muppets in the Disney parks or whatever, at least here in Orlando. That would be a bummer. Other people have said it could go into Animation Courtyard, which to me makes a lot more sense. And Star Wars Launch Bay. I mean, that whole side of the park is just so dead and quiet. But hopefully very soon we'll find out. Hopefully the models will get released or something, and we'll have a pretty good idea of where Monsters Inc. land is going to go. Now, the exciting and cool thing about Monsters Inc. land, okay, the land itself is cool, exciting. It was a surprise. But I remember many years, really since the movie came out, and I think Josh D'Amaro touched on it too in his announcement for this, is that there's always been that rumor floating or this idea, whether I guess now we know it's probably something that's been tossed around Disney Imagineering for 20 some years, is a Doors roller coaster. I mean, when it was in the movie, that scene or that part of the movie when they're on the doors on the hook, I mean, it felt like that was put in the movie just to foreshadow a future attraction. So who knew that it would take a couple decades to get there? But we got the Doors attraction finally. It's going to be a inverted coaster, right? Yeah, inverted coaster. Hopefully it won't be too thrilling so that everybody can enjoy it. And it probably won't be. I almost envision it I don't know, a fun family inverted Slinky Dog or something where everyone can enjoy it, where it won't be too intense or anything. But yeah, Monsters Inc. land coming. It's going to be awesome. Do we have an idea for when that is going to break ground? I don't know if we do. I don't think we did get a timeline for when that breaks ground. I'm looking now. Scanning. Maybe not. Stay tuned for that. But the artwork for it looks amazing. Should I even read some of this real quick? Maybe I can. It says that the Monsters Inc. inspired area where you'll be able to stroll the streets alongside some of your favorite monsters. Picking up after the events of Pixar's beloved film, the humans have now been invited to visit the world of Monsters Inc. And the monsters need laughter to power the city and keep it running smoothly. But it's not a true visit without the factory itself. You'll be able to see the sights, hear the laughs, and zoom through the building just like Sully and Mike Wazowski via a door. Yes, a door. If you've been dreaming of riding through the door vault since the movie was released in 2001, you're not alone. And there it is. So yeah, Josh, I guess he quote, "The first time I saw Monsters Inc., all I wanted to do was ride on one of the doors like Mike and Sully." Yeah. So, it says you'll go into the factory and experience the first suspended coaster ever in a Disney park. Remember in the movie how those claws grab the doors and hoist them up into the air to take them away? Well, we're doing that too, and you're going along for the ride. The coaster will put you in the middle of the monster action. Just be sure to fill out your paperwork. Roz is always watching. Work on the project that's slated to begin next year, so get ready to roar with laughter. This sounds awesome, guys. I'm sorry for this one, the Monsters Inc. land. I'm so stoked for this one. I hope that it's going to have some quick service, some dining options. It looks like I see in the artwork, the young lady has some ice cream cones, so maybe it'll be like a nice little ice cream thing or whatever. But a parlor. But yeah, the Monsters Land coming to Hollywood Studios is great. And you know what? I think it fits Hollywood Studios too, right? Look, the studios aspect of the park is not what it was when when it was MGM Studios, when this thing debuted, 30 some years ago. However long, again, how many years it's been since we've had Hollywood Studios. But in a weird way, like, you're entering the movie, right? Like, you're entering the movie. So just like Galaxy's Edge, where you're fully immersed or whatever, you're kind of like entering a Star Wars story. I think like the Monsters Land sounds like you're entering, another story. So I think you're entering a movie set of monsters. You're going into the film kind of in a way. So I'm down for it. It's cool. I think it sounds awesome, and I can't wait for it. So yeah, so I'm super stoked. So anyway, that's Monsters Inc. Land. I'm sure there'll be a lot more to come, because I think the big thing everybody wants to know is location. Where is this going? Is it going into Animation Courtyard, or is it going into is it taking over the Muppets? I've even seen some people say it could take over Muppets and even knock down Star Tours. I would be shocked. I would be shocked if Disney sacrificed Star Tours. I can't see that happening. It's too much of a classic. Everybody still enjoys it. It's easily updatable. They can always put a new film in it. And speaking of that, we're going to talk about a new film going to get to something in a second. But I don't think it's going to take Star Tours. I'd be shocked. Okay, what else do we want to talk about? So coming to Magic Kingdom, we got to talk about Cars Land. We're getting a Cars Land in Magic Kingdom. Now, this Cars Land is going to be different from Cars Land in California. It's going to be a different style attraction. Maybe we can read a little bit more so we kind of have an idea of what we're talking about here. And it's going to be 2 attractions, but here we go. Let's see. This is going to be it's going to take place in a reimagined section of Frontierland at Magic Kingdom. The American West has always been about keeping your eyes on the horizon, believing in yourself, carving your own path, and striving towards success. This goes for miners in the mountains, bears from the country, princess from the bayou, or a race car from the big city. Don't get too comfortable in Radiator Springs, because it's time to leave the pit stop and head west into new exciting frontiers. On this adventure, guests will be able to experience not 1 but 2 Cars themed attractions. One attraction will invite you on a thrilling rally race through the mountains. Take a take on wild terrain as you race across a landscape, climbing mountain trails, dodging geysers, and Mater's favorite, splashing through mud holes. But what about smaller racers? The second attraction will be geared towards them, and it'll be fun for the whole family. Get ready to start your engines. Work on the new space in Frontierland will begin 2025. There you go, 2025. So it's coming soon. So we got a lot of groundbreaking going on here, very, very soon. And the artwork looks really cool. I don't know. I know some people are not happy, or a lot of folks are not happy with this going into Frontierland, because they said, like, how does Cars match Frontierland? How does Tiana's Bayou Adventure match Frontierland? Like, the whole thing with just the Disney parks in this era that we're living in, thematically, in matching the immersion and the theme of lands, that's just fallen by the wayside. That's just the era that we're living in. So, yeah, I mean, does it match Frontierland? Probably not. Probably not. But at the end of the day, does it look like it's going to be a lot of fun? Sure. Will there be long lines to experience it? Yes. There's going to be a ride for children. That's a huge plus. Yeah, I'm excited for this one. I'm looking forward to it. It'll be interesting to see, again, where this all fits in, if this is going right behind Splash Mountain. Is this the Beyond Thunder Mountain? I'm not an expert in that stuff, so we'll find out very soon about that. But, yeah. So 2 attractions are coming to Cars Land Magic Kingdom. Awesome. Also, just touch base on something real quick here, is the Disney Cruise Line. They're going to have 4 more ships. And I think by the time they're done, like the time they plan to have all these ships done, I believe they said that they want to have it done by 2031, and that would give Disney a total of, I believe, 13 ships in the water. Yeah, 13 total ships. Between 2027, 2020, 2031, 13 total ships. Absolutely amazing. That's crazy to me. Yeah. Okay. Now, talking about like Star Tours and how easily it is to be able to, update the show, update the ride essentially inside of Star Tours. Well, the same thing, I guess, the same thing is an option for Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run over at Galaxy's Edge, whether here in Orlando or in Disneyland. And so we found out that that's going to be happening, getting a new film and update to the Smuggler's Run attraction for Mandalorian and Grogu. So Mando show is coming, or Mando theme, or Mando film, however you want to say it, is coming to Smuggler's Run on both coasts. that sounds great. Don't forget too, they announced too that the film, the new Mando movie, the first Mandalorian movie going to theaters, not to Disney Plus, is debuting May 22nd or 23rd, 2026. So that probably will coincide with that a little bit. So that should be really cool. Looking forward to that one. Okay. And what else? What else do I want to discuss? I'm not going to talk too much about what's going on in Asia, in the Asian perspective. I know Shanghai Disneyland is getting a Spider-Man attraction. Hong Kong Disneyland is getting a Spider-Man attraction. Now, for folks on the West Coast for Avengers Campus, basically they're going to double the size of Avengers Campus, according to Disney. The e-ticket attraction got the name. It's Avengers Infinity Defense. We saw the ride vehicle earlier. Looks amazing. And then the surprise was another attraction that was mentioned last night for Avengers Campus, one that no one knew about. As far as I know, I hadn't heard anything about it, which is called Stark Flight Labs. Stark Flight Labs. And looking at like the artwork last night, I'm looking at it again now. I'm talking to you guys. It kind of looks like the Kuka arm. I hope I'm saying that right. Like what they use for at the Wizarding World in the Harry Potter attraction. And maybe it is going to be something like that. It actually looks like a lot of fun. I have yet to be out there to see it, so maybe now I have to wait. I don't know. But anyway, so that's coming to Avengers Campus. So Avengers Campus is growing, like they said, almost essentially doubling in size. Another thing I wanted to bring up too is lounges here at Walt Disney World. So Spaceship Earth is going to get a new lounge. This lounge is taking over the Siemens Lounge. I've never been in there. I don't know what it looks like. I've Googled it a little bit, but whatever. So it's going to be a new Spaceship Earth lounge going there. And during the stream that I was watching, we started kind of lagging there for a second. But the Pirates of the Caribbean, or the Pirates Lounge, also was discussed. And that looks amazing. The artwork for it looks awesome. Let me see if I can pull up my artwork for that one real quick. I want to see that one time. Yeah, so we're going to have the two lounges. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, yes, and they have already like walled off and started on the lounge for Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't know about the Spaceship Earth lounge. Here we go. This is what I wanted to see. There's the artwork. Yeah, look at that. It looks amazing. I hope that it's not going to be like hard to get into the Pirates Lounge, because that one, the Spaceship Earth one looks cool, very contemporary and so forth. But the Pirates one, I'm all about that Disney theming. And guys, that Pirates one looks like it's got the Disney theming. Like, look at the candle lit, not chandelier, but light or hanging from the ceiling. It looks like it's an anchor. Oh yeah, it's a boat anchor. Okay, and then you got candles burning on books. I mean, there's a pirate on the bar with a sword. This looks great. The more I look at the artwork, the more I'm seeing stuff jumping out of it. So that looks really, really cool. Let's see. And I guess we should talk about Villains Land. Villains Land. So I think this one was a kind of, at this point, to me, it felt like kind of a given. I really did feel like we were getting a Villains Land at this point. Not only because up the street at Epic Universe, they're getting Dark Universe, but I just feel like fans have been asking for a Villains Land for so long. I'm even wearing like a Villains t-shirt for this video for this reason. But fans have been asking for, actually the colors on my shirt match the artwork. People have been asking for so long for a Villains Land. It's been rumored now for a while that it was coming. And there we go. We got the official announcement. So there it is. There's your artwork. It looks creepy. It looks purples and greens and scary. It looks amazing. In the chat last night, you guys brought up a great point. Like, imagine what this does for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween parties in the future once this thing is done. Maybe we run the Boo to You parade through there. This is awesome. Competing head to head with Dark Universe at Epic Universe. I was saying before in the stream, I'll say it again. I think for fans of just theme parks, fans of horror or villains, it's like the best case scenario. The two competitors are going to go against each other to try to make the coolest thing. You've got a whole catalog of Universal monsters, which is amazing, that you'll get to interact with and see in real life at Universal. at Epic Universe. And then you're going to have a catalog of some of the coolest villains here at the Magic Kingdom at Disney World that you're going to be able to interact with and stuff in real life. And you know what? I'm actually going to read here a little bit. So it says, once upon a nightmare, a place where poison apples are aplenty and magic potions can ruin your whole day. For all those things hiding in the shadows, it's time to join them as we lift the veil on a forthcoming Villains Land at Magic Kingdom at the Walt Disney World Resort. As Disney Experiences chairman Josh D'Amaro announced during Horizons, this new land will be home to the Disney villains we know and loathe from our favorite Walt Disney Studio classic films, which means, quote, which means happily ever after may feel like just a distant dream. That's pretty cool. Like, I wonder, like, if there's a way to do, like, hopefully happily ever after is still going on when we get Villains Land. Hopefully. That, like, maybe when they... So you can't maybe, like, hide the fireworks from when you're in the Villains Land. Right? You'll be able to see, I'm assuming you'll be able to see the fireworks still for Happily Ever After. But maybe when you're in Villains Land, when the fireworks is going on, I'm just thinking here out of the box, like, instead of like, they'll play like some like anti-Happily Ever After music during the fireworks, right? Like, hear me out, like something that's not Happily Ever After, but something that's anti-Happily Ever After, like a different soundtrack or something. I don't know. I think there could be like some fun things they can do to play with that a little bit. But, it says the evil ambition of all these villains means that the possibilities are endless for the stories that can be told, and visitors to the dark and thorny land should be prepared for whatever chaos may come their way. And, okay, so on Instagram, they have, I haven't seen the first time looking at this, they have a logo, Villains at Magic Kingdom. I mean, that's not the most impressive logo. It's something maybe they threw it together last night, because I could throw that together on Photoshop in about 10 minutes. But there you go. That's the first, and that's Disney Parks. That's there. That's it. That's on Instagram. That's the picture. I haven't seen the logo. It says the new land will encompass all your dreams or nightmares. The space will be home to 2 major attractions, dining, shopping on an incredibly twisted grand scale. Be prepared, you poor unfortunate souls, Josh teased. It's going to be a fearless new vision for what Disney Experience can be. You might have just felt a shiver run down your spine. That's because preparations already underway at the Magic Kingdom for the new land. Maybe think twice before you indulge in that shiny red apple. Good advice. So the thing that jumps out to me, again, 2 attractions. We don't know anything about the attractions yet. Nothing. We know nothing about them, right? Like, there's no, I don't even know if there's any rumors for like what the attraction can be. But so we know, though, there's 2 attractions. Dining, I can already just start thinking like of some super cool ideas for immersive villain character dining experiences. Like we know over at Dark Universe at Epic Universe, they're going to have the Vampire Steakhouse, which I think is an awesome place. Steak through the heart, vampire steak, you eat it, get it, you know, like I just can think of so many cool things. Me and Susanna recently for Marie's birthday, we took her over to the Wilderness Lodge to do Artist Point. Of course, that's the Snow White dining experience, and the Evil Queen is there. There's just, incorporating stuff like that. Like meeting the Evil Queen was one of the coolest characters I think I've ever met. It was kind of creepy. So I can imagine like you're gonna have the Evil Queen probably here, Maleficent, Ursula, Scar, Jafar, you name it. Like there's just so many like iconic, awesome villains that can be incorporated into the dining experiences, into the land itself. I just hope that it's like easy to meet some of these villains. I hope like the villains are free walking. You know what I mean? Like I hope they're just free walking around this villain's land. I hope it's not like a Galaxy's Edge thing where like we were promised a lot of Star Wars characters and robots and interactions and stuff, and none of that ever really happened. I hope like this land though, like I hope there's just casual villains interacting with people and guests throughout Villains Land. It sounds awesome. Yeah, so that's Villains Land. Wow, great. So we got a lot of awesome announcements. That's kind of a skim through. Did I miss anything? So we got the Nighttime Parade coming to Magic Kingdom, Villains Land coming to Magic Kingdom, Cars Land coming to Magic Kingdom, Monsters Inc. Land coming to Hollywood Studios, including the Doors roller coaster. Got that? Like they always say, like Imagineering, they'll think stuff up and then it can get put on the side and then it can come back in another form in like 10 years or 20 years or something. There you go. The Doors roller coaster. That's an example of it. We'll always look back on that one. And of course, over at Animal Kingdom, we're getting the whole Tropical Americas, which is going to include Indiana Jones, the dark ride for Encanto, and this really awesome, like hand carved, I don't know what's wood carved, or at least looked like it's hand wood carved, carousel for the kiddos, adults and kiddos. I like carousels. So a lot of and also the new show coming to a new film coming to Smuggler's Run on both coasts, but that includes Hollywood Studios. And of course, out on Disneyland, you guys will be getting your Avatar Land, awesome looking boat ride. You'll be getting your 2 attractions at Avengers Campus, basically doubling the size of it. And of course, Magic Kingdom, we're getting that nighttime parade. Disney Starlight, I don't know. I'm so excited for that one. I'm so excited to have a nighttime parade come back to Magic Kingdom. Honestly, I think this was a great, guys. I think this was a great D23 panel, Parks panel. Best one I've probably ever watched. I loved how they did it. Things that maybe I would have liked to have seen. Okay. So last night on the stream, I kept saying this. I kept saying nothing got announced for Epcot. Well, I was wrong. I forgot they did the Spaceship Earth Lounge, but I also kind of forgot too, though, that Test Track is down right now. So they're redoing Test Track. So I don't remember. Did we get an opening date for Test Track or no timeline? We already may have that. I'll put that on the bottom of the screen if we already have that. But Test Track's already shuttered its doors and it's getting a total overhaul. Test Track 3.0 basically at this point. Yeah, so we have that going on. There was some, I know what else I was going to talk about. So, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, although nothing was mentioned about it, we know that they've already pulled permits for Big Thunder Mountain, and that's going down. It's going to be down for a long time. Test Track's going to be down for a long time. Over at Magic Kingdom, Big Thunder Mountain's going to be down for a long time. I mean, it looks like they're going to totally replace the whole track system for Big Thunder Mountain. It's old. The track system's been running since 71 or whatever, so I think that's, whatever. It's old. The track system's old. So we know that Thunder Mountain is going down for a long time to have a new track system installed. And I'm sure some new pyrotechnics or whatever the plan is there. But it's going to be a lot of construction then going on over there in Frontierland, right? Like, wow, I'm just sitting here thinking about it. You're going to have Cars Land getting built. Not Test Track. I keep saying Test Track. Test Track is getting Refurb 3.0 out in Epcot, but we're talking about Magic Kingdom. Thunder Mountain is going to be that's a lot of construction. It's going to be getting rehab, new track. Okay, wow, yeah. But things that I would have liked to have seen maybe or heard something about. Again, though, we talk about Spaceship Earth Lounge, but what about Spaceship Earth itself? Nothing for Spaceship Earth. I think it's that's like a flagship attraction to me. E-ticket, whatever you want to call it. It's an e-ticket, right? I consider it kind of like an e-ticket. It was in its heyday, but it needs so much work. The ride system needs work. The onboard screen when the ride car is so outdated. The lighting, every time I ride it, is darker and darker. I feel like they just turned the lights down so you can't see the flaws within the attraction. But nothing for Spaceship Earth. And then I think the big one too for me was nothing for Figment. I really thought we would hear something with Figment. I really thought they were going to try to incorporate Inside Out somehow into Figment. Doesn't mean it won't happen. I mean, the success of Inside Out 2 just occurred here in the last month or two. So, these decisions are obviously already, like they said, these are not blue sky projects. These should be like funded, budgeted, shovels, ready to hit the ground projects. Doesn't mean things still can't get cut. We know that as Disney fans, things can get cut, but maybe now that they've seen the success of Inside Out 2, maybe that will push something to happen at Journey to the Imagination. Things can always get announced outside of D23. But anyway, guys, I think that's a wrap. We got a lot to look forward to over the next 5 years. I had said that before this stream started. I told Suzanne, I think I said it on the stream. It's like, this is such an important parks panel because this sets the next 5 years up, like what's going to be happening in not just Walt Disney World Resort, but Disney around the globe. And I think we have a lot to look forward to, just a lot. Do I think it's enough to counter Epic Universe? No, I don't. I just don't. Being honest, like I thought about it. This is the next morning after the announcements. Like Epic Universe is still the most exciting thing I think happening in theme parks, not just in Central Florida, but around the world. Like we are all waiting to see like what with modern technology, what can be built. You know what I mean? Like what can Universal do? What can a theme park conglomerate, what can they do? What can they build with modern technology, starting from scratch with a clean slate? Like everything else, like when you're adding lands, it's not necessarily a clean slate. Like you're kind of building on top of things, you're going to be limited. But when you're building a brand new theme park, the doors are wide open for what you can do. The sky's the limit. So I don't think it necessarily competes with Epic Universe. I just think for theme park fans, it just means we have that much more to look forward to. A new park coming to Orlando and all of these new lands and attractions coming to Orlando. And of course out to the West Coast too. But I still think in order for Disney to totally knock off Epic Universe, they would have to do a fifth gate. That's just my thinking here. I don't know. Maybe I'm just very biased that I want a fifth gate so bad, but I still think it would take a fifth gate to ultimately go head to head or to try to outshine Epic Universe. I don't think this outshines Epic Universe, but I think it gives us a lot to be excited for the next half a decade. We'll be talking about this for the next 5 years. Isn't that crazy? The next 5 years, everything that I just talked about will be conversations we'll be having over the next 5 years. That's pretty intense. So anyway, that's a wrap. We'll do a lot more videos on these future developments as we get more information. Who knows? Today, hopefully we'll get to see some models and stuff. So we'll start to see images of the models and maybe have a better idea where Monsters is going, how they're going to fit Cars Land into Frontierland and so forth. But that's a wrap. Guys, hope you all enjoyed the video. I want to know down in the comments, what is y'all's take? What do you guys think? What do y'all think about Villains Land? What do you guys think about Cars Land, Monsters? How do you feel if we lose Muppets? I just want to know, what's everyone else thinking this post-park panel morning, Sunday morning? What is your feelings? Does this outshine Epic Universe? Or is this just great for theme park fans that we get a bunch of cool stuff at Disney and we're still getting a brand new state-of-the-art theme park up I-4? Okay, guys, take care. Have a fantastic one. Make sure you sub to the channel. Like this video. I'm sorry. And anyway, okay, that's it. Sub. Like. Have a great one, guys. See you all next time.